The movie begins with Santiago Pope Garcia, a private military advisor tasked with tracking down the workers of a drug lord in the rural parts of Colombia alongside a police force. Their main mission is to gather valuable information about their leader, Gabriel Martin Lara. As they move toward a building where the workers are located, sudden gunfire erupts from the criminals. Santiago quickly takes cover in a well-protected position and fires a grenade launcher into the building, tearing apart their hideout. After the blast, the armed police officers capture the surviving criminals and begin interrogating them, using intimidation and serious threats to reveal Lara's location. Shortly after, one of the criminals starts talking and claims that Lara is somewhere in the jungle. However, the policeman does not believe him and eliminates him along with the other main criminals. Moments later, the remaining captives are being arrested when a woman among them suddenly breaks free and escapes from the police. Santiago and the officers chase her as fast as they can, but fail to catch her. Afterward, Santiago takes a taxi to an apartment. It is then revealed that the escaped woman, Giovanna, is actually his informant. She makes a deal with him, asking him to free her brother, who was among those arrested earlier, and in return, she will reveal Lara's location along with details about his hidden money. Giovanna explains that she recently got a promotion and was responsible for delivering vans full of money to Lara's house deep in the jungle. She says that this is where he keeps all his cash. She also reveals that the police officers Santiago is working with are secretly affiliated with Lara and are being bribed by him. This means Santiago has been chasing his own tail the entire time. After hearing this, he decides to put together a trusted team for a heist. He first meets William Ironhead Miller, a former Delta Force captain, who says he will only join if Redfly is included. Redfly is Tom Redfly Davies, so Santiago tracks down his old friend Tom, who is also a former Delta Force member. At present, Tom works as a realtor and is dealing with financial problems and a complicated family life. Tom and Santiago drive his daughter Tess to school, where Santiago explains the plan. He tells Tom that he has made a deal with an agency to keep 25% of any money they seize. He estimates that there is over $75 million in cash inside Lara's safe house. Although tempted, Tom remains hesitant because the mission is extremely risky and illegal. Santiago's next recruits are Francisco Catfish Morales, a former pilot, and Ben Miller, William's brother. Ben Miller is now a mixed martial arts fighter and is currently in a match. Afterward, Santiago meets them in the locker room and convinces them to join the mission. During this time, Tom arrives and they all begin discussing their entry plan. Santiago prepares fake passports for the team, and they use them to pass through immigration as powerline consultants. Once they enter the country, they are free from facial recognition systems, allowing them to move like ghosts. Hearing this well-thought-out plan, Tom finally agrees to join them. Afterward, the team heads to Colombia. They drive deep into the jungle where Lara's mansion is located to survey the area. Hiding in the bushes, they carefully observe and analyze possible entry points. Santiago explains that Lara's family goes to church every Sunday, taking 3 guards with them to the early morning service. This leaves Lara behind in the house with at least 3 guards for a short period. Soon a van arrives with Giovanna inside, and Santiago asks her to secretly record Lara and the money inside the house. Giovanna comes face to face with Lara under the pretense of confirming a shipment while recording everything as instructed. She successfully leaves without raising any suspicion. Later that night, the crew sits together having drinks. William brings up the agency and asks when they will get involved. Santiago reveals that he does not want to inform the agency and instead suggests that they carry out the heist themselves and keep all the money. He explains that involving the agency could alert Lara, giving him time to escape due to his strong connections with the police. After reminding everyone of their current struggles and financial problems, the team finally agrees to the plan. To minimize casualties, they decide to strike while Lara's family is at church. Tom estimates they will have around 40 minutes to complete the job. However, they need an extra van to transport the money since the house vehicles are used by the family. Santiago assures them that Giovanna will arrange it. The next day, Santiago meets Giovanna to collect the recording and asks her to place an extra van inside the compound. In return, he offers her $2 million and a safe way out of the country. Later, he meets the crew at a secluded location where they prepare for the mission with armor and weapons. On a rainy Sunday morning, the team arrives at the mansion and hides in the bushes, waiting for the family to leave. Soon, Giovanna arrives with the van, successfully completes her task, and leaves. The crew then moves in and quietly takes down the guards. However, they are unable to find Lara or the money. They regroup in the house office, suspecting they have been set up and consider leaving immediately. At that moment, Santiago notices the smell of fresh paint in the room. Recalling Giovanna's words that the house itself is the safe, he realizes the money is hidden inside the walls. He begins breaking the walls open, revealing stacks of of hidden cash. The crew quickly joins in, tearing apart the walls and discovering that the amount of money is far greater than expected. With limited time, they rush to fill bags and load the van as quickly as possible. Santiago then suggests burning the house down as an act of revenge against Lara. As they start spreading fuel around the house, a secret cabinet suddenly opens in front of them. Suddenly, Lara appears from the secret cabinet. In a panic, he starts firing his gun wildly in every direction. He shoots William, but Santiago quickly reacts and kills Lara on the spot. Fortunately, the team has medical kits and they manage to patch William up and stop the bleeding. They then eliminate the remaining guards and set the house on fire using the gasoline. The flames spread rapidly and the team leaves the mansion. As they drive away, they notice Lara's family approaching, but they calmly pass by without raising suspicion. They later stop at a location where a waiting helicopter arrives. Santiago also meets Giovanna and her brother to give them the money he promised. The crew weighs the cash and discovers it is around 6,000 pounds, which equals roughly $250 million. However, they face a serious problem, as the helicopter cannot carry that much weight at high altitude. Unwilling to leave any money behind, they decide to take the risk anyway. Giovanna and her brother also join them, as they are being given a ride across the border into Peru. After some time, Giovanna reaches her destination. Tom confronts her, asking if she knows their identities since she is the only outsider aware of them. She reassures him that she only knows they served together, based on what Santiago told her. Moments later, Santiago arrives and gives her passports along with $3 million and 2 tickets to start a new life in Sydney, Australia. Giovanna asks how she can contact him, hinting at her feelings. Santiago understands but chooses to remain professional and tells her that she cannot contact him. He tells her to take care, and they part ways in a bittersweet moment. The crew then continues their journey, facing their final obstacle, crossing the Andes Mountains. The weight issue they feared begins to show its consequences. The helicopter engine starts failing, forcing them to consider dropping some of the cash. Despite this, they are still unable to cross the mountains and begin losing altitude. With no other option, they prepare for an emergency landing. The heavy cash bags make it even harder to land safely, so they drop some of them. Luckily, they manage to land on a farming area without any major injuries. Soon, local villagers arrive, armed and attempting to take the money. Santiago tries to calm the situation, but when one villager reaches for a weapon, Tom reacts and shoots some of them. To make up for the damage and loss of life, Santiago offers money to the village chief. The chief accepts the offer and allows them to take mules to carry the remaining cash. As they continue their journey, a young man watches them with anger, seeking revenge for his father's death. The chief orders the boy to stand down, saying the debt has been paid. The group then moves forward and later stops in the forest to rest for the night. The next morning, they continue across a rocky mountain path. Suddenly, one of the mules slips due to the steep terrain, causing a bag of cash to fall. After some time, they reach a point where they must climb a mountain to continue their journey. They release the mules and continue on foot after pulling all the money bags up the mountain using ropes. Exhausted, they sit down to rest in the freezing cold. The harsh weather forces Ben to burn some of the cash to start a fire.
That's a fire.
By morning, they continue carrying the bags further up the rocky mountain. Suddenly, gunfire erupts in their direction. They quickly spread out to locate the shooters. Tom spots a teenage boy holding a gun uphill and shoots him with a precise headshot, believing the threat is over. However, another boy, whose father was previously killed by Tom, sneaks up behind him. As Tom turns back, the boy fires and hits him in the head, killing him instantly. Santiago immediately shoots and kills the boy. Seeing Tom dead, the team is left in shock and grief.
Come on, Tom. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on.
William blames his brother Ben, claiming that burning the cash fire exposed their location. The two brothers begin fighting each other. Santiago intervenes and realizes that the attackers are villagers who had been tracking them for revenge. He explains that it was not the fire, but the villagers who led the attack. He encourages the team to keep moving, reminding them that Tom's family deserves the money, and so do they. They wrap Tom's body and continue their journey. As they move through the snowy mountains, they approach their final destination, where a man is supposed to meet them with a boat. However, they are now 5 days late and are unsure if the boat is still there. They decide to send Ben ahead to check while the others wait. Fortunately, Ben returns with good news the next morning, confirming that the boat is still there. He also paid the driver to wait longer. However, he warns them that in the nearby town, more than 20 armed teenagers are searching for them, believing they are connected to Lara. Santiago suggests eliminating them, but the others strongly refuse, saying they are not there to kill innocent kids. Santiago blames himself for everything that has happened and apologizes, consequences, admitting he believed they could succeed. After an emotional moment, they decide to carry only the money they can manage and throw the rest into the abyss, as they cannot carry both the cash and Tom's body over such a long distance. Ben then goes ahead to the boat again, while the others carry Tom's body toward the town. On their way, they find an abandoned car in the forest. Suddenly, a teenage boy appears and points a gun at them. Santiago, not wanting more bloodshed, lowers his weapon and tries to calm him down. However, the boy does not trust him and calls for reinforcements. Before the situation escalates, they quickly start the car by connecting wires and drive toward the boat. Two vehicles begin chasing them. To avoid casualties, Santiago fires at their tires, slowing them down and allowing the team to escape. After reaching safety, they gather to divide the remaining money, which totals $5,134,120, split into 5 shares. When a lawyer asks them to sign for the deposits, they all choose to transfer their shares into Tom's family trust. In the end, they say their goodbyes and prepare to move on with their lives. William stays behind to speak with Santiago, who mentions he might visit Giovanna in Australia. Before leaving, William hands him a piece of paper with the coordinates of the hidden money they discarded, hoping it may be used for something meaningful in the future. With that, the story comes to an end.